The club face, when it hits the ball, I don't really know which way it's going. Things change all the time, that's part of the problem I think. So I'll try something once, it'll work for a while, or even a half a round, and then it'll go. Worrying about my hands, is it like, do I push my hands out that way, do I push down with my hands, do I turn, when do I get on my front leg?
Right.
It's just too much. It's scrambled.
If you throw a ball, you're not actively trying to rotate your body.
No.
Your body recruits the ground reaction forces to rotate your body. Yes! Well done. So we need this action you've just made to stabilise that club face. So this external rotation now is so much later because you drop it and then use it as opposed to just rotating straight away as you start to rebound. Game's declined a bit,
Yeah.
but you're still playing, 16 handicap. But it used to be off 12. So
Yeah.
what would you say is the main problem there then? Is it just the directional control?
For me, it's direction. I think it's the club face, when it hits the ball, I don't really know which way it's going.
Okay.
So, I think I'm constantly looking or thinking about my body movement or my hands or where I should be, rather than just thinking, right, I need to sort of look out there and try and visualise this shot.
What have you done then to try and improve that? Have you done anything?
Watch a lot of your videos, basically. Things change all the time, that's part of the problem I think. So I'll try something once, it'll work for a while, or even a half a round, and then it'll go, and I just want something almost to sort of start from scratch. Find something that I can work on continuously and just say, right, if I move away from that, at least I can diagnose it a bit better and then come back to it and try and do that.
Instead of having all these moving parts.
Worrying about my hands, is it like, do I push my hands out that way, do I push down with my hands, when do I turn, when do I get on my front leg?
Right.
It's just too much. It's scrambled.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Let's hit a few shots and loosen
Okay.
up, Tony, and then we'll take you from there. Is that a fairly typical flight, the draw?
Yeah, I would say with the irons. I used to have a sort of a slight fade when I first started playing.
Right. Did you try and correct the fade, or did you?
No,
it just evolved
changed.
over time.
I think it's just changed over time as I've been messing around with my golf swing.
Right.
The demons have got into the head really. So.
Okay. Lovely. So do you play for that draw a little bit then, or do you aim straight?
I try and aim to the right of target a little bit, but it's just not
allow for that shape. Yeah.
a little bit. But the consistency's not there on it really.
So you end up with kind of big double crosses.
It sort of it just
pull
goes.
Draw and push courts.
Yeah, more so with the driver. That I'll sometimes do pushes.
Okay.
It'll either push it outright or a pull, often a pull draw sort of thing. Like that. I mean, I'm sort of aiming at the 200, and it's my hand slips round on the club as well. Sometimes I find the clubs ends up sort of like that.
Okay.
In my grip, which doesn't help. Yeah, that's quite common. That pull draw.
I'm just going to pop this here. I just want you to take a few shots off that for me. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
That one, look.
Skinny, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got a low point that's... We're chasing it.
Yeah.
We don't know where it is.
That was skinny as anything.
Yeah. Sometimes it's here. So that's the opposite. There's the other end. Variability here in your low point, which is variability in angle of attack, and then the orientation of the face. Because the further back your low point is, the chances are your face is rotating more back before it gets there, and then if the low point's further back, by the time you get to the golf ball, the arc's already starting to go left, so you've got your pull draws. Low point further forward, those skinny ones, bit of a cut. And that That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? So it's kind of, we want to be hitting more often. There's a few things where we can start to enter this matrix, but we're going to start off with, hi guys, just a quick message about our upcoming trip to Turkey. We've had 2 international trips already. Turkey last year, Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic successes. Looking forward to our next one, which is back in Turkey. We're so happy with that resort. We were blown away last time. The Gloria Resort, 5-star. It's 5 nights, 4 full days of coaching and playing with myself and the team. There's myself and Sam and George on the range coaching, short game, full swing, putting, and then on the golf course there's Foz and Belty for the tour player experience. You get a chance to play, practice, spend time with us, first evening meet and greet, and then every evening we all eat together, breakfast together. It's a fully immersive week in the whole coaching system. I hope you can make it. It's the 26th of March and we hope to see you there. There's 12 places, so please be quick. The lower body, and then we're going to work our way through the system, and then you're going to start to recognise how you can influence the low point. To manage that low point, the body's got to be able to fire the sequence. The body has to have a sense of the mechanisms that's going to be employed and the resultant swing of the club to commit to a low point or enable you to control that low point. Because it's got to recognise how it's swinging to it for you to be able to commit to moving it. That's why I say it's like a moving floor at the moment. What's happening is you're making a swing, but there's a few things going off in your patterning that's restricting your control of your swing. The thing I want to start with is the hips. There's some blockages. Once we remove those, we can open up the opportunity to start to refine the awareness for the low point. We can't go there yet. There's no exit strategy for the body. What I want to differentiate between first is that's hip rotation.
Right.
Okay. And that's pelvic rotation. You're doing the same thing with both the leg and the pelvis.
Right.
The femur rotates into the pelvis, and that's the hip. When you see your belt buckle move, that's pelvic rotation.
Okay.
Now that's a combination of hips and lumbar spine. This is determinant on your spine and your hips, whereas that's just hips. So when people say I'm turning my hips, they're not really, they're turning the pelvis. We've got to differentiate between hips and pelvis because we also want to be going up and down. And we know to go up, I need to use, I'm going to be using external rotation. Okay, because the whole leg will rotate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I've already used that, I've only got my spine to help me to go up. I can try and hyperextend my spine, but essentially I'm stuck. I'm going to try and get something, and I'm probably going to have to extend my spine, which is going to thrust my pelvis forward and throws me onto my toes. So I finish on my toes. So your left toe, basically your left foot pirouettes like this. The problem now is I can't really use the force vectors. So I can't really direct the forces in the place I need to for rotation. I need to create forces in this direction with the feet, which then facilitate, they're going to facilitate the hip function for pelvis rotation. And these forces that are going this way are actually, as soon as I start to use a little bit of flexion and extension, they're actually acting on my centre of mass, and they're rotating my centre of mass even more. Because the vertical force accelerates the rotations. When I start to introduce more vertical, it amplifies these forces. Now I get more rotation about the centre of mass, and it's rotation about this that we need to control the rotation in club face.
So I'm not actively trying to move that. That moves as a result of the ground.
This is all good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if you throw a ball, you're not actively trying to rotate your body.
No.
Your body recruits the ground reaction forces to rotate your body. It's a bit different in golf because we're rotating as well as flexing and extending. So if you take the club in your left hand, what this does, if I rotate this, and now if you twist to your left for me with your body, look, it does that.
Mm-hmm.
So we need this action you've just made to stabilise that club face, which means you can let this go, and as you're letting this thing go, your body's doing the business, which stabilises the face, and this is ultimately club face control. So that's hip rotation. Bend your knee, bit easier. More range. So you've got a massive gap now between the belt buckle and the femur. That's huge external hip rotation. Now what this does is this gives us an opportunity to go up and down. So what we're going to do, we're going to just bend the knees, let your belt buckle drop to the floor, so you stick your bum out a bit, that's it. just watch me here. You can keep your chest up, but just basically watch my belt just tilts to the ground. You tend to set up with your belt buckle quite level, so it's got nowhere to go.
Right.
If you start here, I'm not suggesting we're going to lock out the lower back, but what we're doing is we're just bending forward from the hips so the hips can lift. Our pelvis has got to lift. You're going to feel it in a minute.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the separation between your pelvis and your hip. So pelvis elevates and rotates, but your hip will rotate much more. Here, I just want you to go up. So you're going to, that's it, bend down and just spring up. That's it. Good, so this goes forward and this rotates. Your pelvis is good, your pelvis is still rotating with it. See if you can get your pelvis, it's going to get pulled by it, but see if you can keep that pointing at me and just going up. That's better, but this leg just pushes forward, just push off the toes, and just, you can let yourself rotate more with it now. Let your chest rotate with it now, let your shoulders rotate, let your body rotate. Yes, that's better. I don't want you to turn your pelvis to the target, it'll get pulled. Watch me, it's like going up. Yes, wow, that's good.
That's it, yeah.
That's good. Just have a couple of swings for me without a ball, so you can start to get a sense, mate. There we go, there's a bit of a spring. Different feel?
Yeah.
Now notice where that, straight away, hold it there, look where it sent you with your left leg, where the pressure is in your left foot now.
Yeah.
So back in the heel. What do you feel there, Tony?
I feel, so I found that really difficult,
Yeah.
but when I was doing that there, I felt the weight go into that toe, drop, and then just jumping up.
Brilliant.
So what was a real struggle on the balls, because I was thinking all this, but when I was just swinging the club, I was just thinking of dropping really. But as I dropped, the natural thing felt to me to push there and just jump up.
So that gives you this.
Shall I go and hit a few then?
Yeah, let's play around with it.
Not bad for a start.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Feel different?
Yeah.
You start to explore the drop. Yes! Well done. Excellent.
It's a bit scary letting it all.
Yeah,
because it feels when you're down here to get that club.
We're going to
hitting the ball.
introduce the now how we navigate that
Yeah.
low point in a bit. Yeah, because you've lived life up here,
Yeah.
and now you're down here.
Yeah. I've got to think of that.
More inflections. It's powerful. Start here on 0, on back. So bring the club back. You rock forward on 1, throw it forward on 1, throw it back on 2, and drop into 3. Yeah, good. So you're using your body at the minute to do it, as opposed to just feeling the, I want to see the drop.
So start here or here?
So start back, throw it forward on 1 to get the momentum. That was better. Watch this. So you could literally
Okay, almost straight.
go straight into your hips, sit into your hips, you see, sit into your legs, yeah. But throw it back, get some momentum, look. So it's not just this. Let's go with the other body. It's this. It's that. It's a lot more subtle with the lower body, but sharper.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. But you can let your arms swing more. Wait for it. You don't have to do it straight away. You can swing it up, and as long as the club's still travelling that way, it can be up here. It's still going that way. You see, right at the end. Then you can drop. So you can let it swing for longer. Look. Just drop a little bit.
Okay.
It's the sharpness of the drop. Too early. So really throw it back on 2. So throw it forward on 1. 1, 2. That was better. Yes.
Get in there.
That was better. Way better. Different way. Yeah. Different feeling.
Yes.
Just had a couple of shots playing around with that feeling, because that's quite a seismic shift, to be honest. That left leg is so different now. So this external rotation now is so much later, because you drop it and then use it, as opposed to just rotating straight away as you start swinging down.
Freewheeling round.
It was just rotating the pelvis round.
Thought you'd go, but you didn't, so I'm sitting here. Thought I heard my phone ring, but